Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. India and Russia vow to scale up bilateral trade to $100 billion by 2030. Centre working on simplifying the tax system. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says income tax will no longer be seen as a tiresome exercise. Delhi Airport Authority advises passengers to check flight status as operations resume steadily. President, Vice President and Prime Minister lead the nation in paying homage to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on 78th Mahaparinirvan Diwas. And in men's cricket, third and final ODI between India and South Africa underway in Visakhapatnam. India and Russia vow to scale up bilateral trade to $100 billion by 2030. Addressing the India-Russia Business Forum alongside Russian President Vladimir Putin in New Delhi yesterday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi noted that recent discussions between the two leaders and the strong potential on both sides indicate that the bilateral trade target will be achieved well ahead of schedule. He emphasized that simplified and predictable mechanisms have been created for business. He also noted that discussions have commenced on free trade agreement between India and the Eurasian Economic Union.
पुतिन और मैंने 2030 तक द्विपक्षीय व्यापार को $100 बिलियन का लक्ष्य को पार करने का हमने निर्धार किया था। हम उस लक्ष्य को समय से पहले पूरा करने के संकल्प के साथ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। टैरिफ और नॉन टैरिफ बैरियर्स को कम किया जा रहा है। पिछले 11 वर्षों में भारत में जिस स्पीड और स्केल के साथ हमने बदलाव किए हैं वह अभूतपूर्व है। रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म एंड ट्रांसफॉर्म इस सिद्धांत पर चलते हुए भारत तेजी से विश्व की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी इकोनॉमी बनने की ओर आगे बढ़ रहा है।
The Prime Minister underlined that India is emerging as the world's skill capital and India's youth hold the potential to meet global requirements.
भारत आज दुनिया की स्किल कैपिटल के रूप में उभर रहा है। रूस की डेमोग्राफिक और इकोनॉमिक प्रायोरिटीज को देखते हुए यह साझेदारी दोनों देशों के लिए अत्यंत उपयोगी है। जब हम भारत के टैलेंट को रूसी भाषा और सॉफ्ट स्किल में ट्रेनिंग देंगे तो हम मिलकर एक ऐसी रशिया रेडी वर्कफोर्स तैयार कर सकते हैं जो दोनों देशों की शेयर्ड प्रॉस्पेरिटी को गति देगी।
Mr. Modi mentioned that at today's summit, India and Russia have taken several important decisions on tourist visas for citizens of both countries, which will boost tourism, create new business opportunities, and open up new employment opportunities for both India and Russia. He expressed that both the countries can partner in EV manufacturing, automotive components, and wireless mobility tech, which will contribute to the development of the global south, especially Africa.
भारत अफोर्डेबल, एफिशिएंट ईवीज, टू व्हीलर्स और सीएनजी मोबिलिटी सॉल्यूशंस में आज ग्लोबल लीडर है। रूस एडवांस मटेरियल का बड़ा प्रोड्यूसर है। हम मिलकर ईवी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, ऑटोमोटिव कंपोनेंट्स और शेयर्ड मोबिलिटी टेक इसमें साझेदारी कर सकते हैं। इससे हम न केवल अपनी जरूरतों को पूरा कर सकेंगे बल्कि ग्लोबल साउथ, विशेषकर अफ्रीका के विकास में भी योगदान दे सकते हैं।
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that the centre is working to simplify the tax system, noting that income tax should no longer be seen as a tiresome exercise. Addressing the leadership summit of a private media organisation in New Delhi today, the minister highlighted that the income tax slabs need to be made more transparent, simplified and compliant for the upliftment of the citizens. The minister also said that a complete overhaul of the customs framework will be the next big assignment. She added that the government has steadily brought down customs duties in the last 2 years and is making ways to simplify customs, making them more transparent.
We have really worked on that and made sure that the income tax is no longer going to be seen as a tiresome exercise, simplify it, and also where it is possible to completely be faceless in letter and spirit, we have moved forward in that direction. Now the same virtues will have to be brought to customs.
Union Home and Corporation Minister Amit Shah today announced that the government is aiming to boost the income of cattle rearers by 20% over the next 5 years by implementing a circular economy model in the dairy sector. The minister made the announcement while addressing a public meet in Sandar, Gujarat, after inaugurating a bio-CNG and fertilizer plant of Banas Dairy and performing the groundbreaking ceremony for a state-of-the-art 150 TPD milk powder and baby food plant of Banas Dairy. Highlighting the successful implementation of the circular economy by Banas Dairy, Mr. Shah reiterated that the government is working to replicate this model across all dairies in India. The Home Minister is scheduled to chair the third meeting of the Parliamentary Consultative Committee of the Ministry of Cooperation at Banas Dairy later today. Flight operations at Delhi Airport are steadily resuming and returning to normal following the recent disruptions. In an advisory, the Delhi Airport Authority informed passengers that some IndiGo flights will continue to be affected. It advised passengers to check the latest flight status with the airline before leaving for the airport to avoid inconvenience. The authority added that its teams are actively coordinating with all stakeholders to minimize disruptions and ensure a smooth travel experience for passengers. It further advised people to check the official website at www.newdelhiairport.in for the latest flight status. A nationwide competition is underway on the MyGov portal in the run-up to the 9th edition of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's unique interactive program Pariksha Pe Charcha. The online multiple-choice question paper competition will remain open till 11th of January next year. Students from class 6 to 12, along with teachers and parents, can take part in the competition. All registered participants who complete the activity will receive a certificate of participation from MyGov. Pariksha Pe Charcha is scheduled to take place in January 2026, where students, parents and teachers from India and abroad will engage with the Prime Minister to discuss exam stress and celebrate examinations as an utsav and an integral part of life. The Supreme Court has assured that judges are exercising the utmost caution when it comes to the use of artificial intelligence AI in the judicial process, emphasizing that such technology will never take over judicial decision-making. A two-judge bench led by Chief Justice of India Surya Kant and Justice Joy Mallya Bagchi was hearing a petition calling for the regulation of AI and machine learning within the judicial system. Chief Justice of India Surya Kant made it clear that the judiciary is extremely cautious with technology. He emphasized that AI would never be allowed to overpower judicial decision-making, reiterating that the independence and human discretion of judges remain central to the Indian justice system. The bench agreed that judges should cross-check such aspects but expressed that it is not inclined to issue any directives on the judicial side on the issue. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download News on AIR app. The nation pays homage to Bharat Ratna Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on his 70th Mahaparinirvan Diwas or death anniversary today. Across the country, several programs have been organized to highlight Dr. Ambedkar's unparalleled contribution to nation building. The commemoration honors the memory of Dr. Ambedkar, who was a visionary social reformer, jurist and politician. President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla and other dignitaries paid floral tributes to the architect of Indian Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, on Mahaparinirvan Diwas at Parliament Complex in New Delhi today. We have a report.
70th Mahaparinirvan Diwas is observed annually by the Dr. Ambedkar Foundation under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, paying homage to the eminent social reformer, jurist and politician Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. On the occasion, President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and several other prominent leaders paid floral tributes to Dr. Ambedkar in New Delhi today. This day serves as an opportunity to celebrate Dr. Ambedkar's efforts towards social justice, equality and human rights. Mahaparinirvan is a concept rooted in Buddhist traditions that denotes the total emancipation of the soul from the cycle of birth and rebirth. Baba Saheb Ambedkar was the chief architect of the Indian Constitution, whose thoughts on social justice, equality and democracy still continue to inspire generations. Shivang Mishra, Akashvani News, Delhi.
The Saras Ajivika Food Festival 2025, which started from the 29th of the previous month, is witnessing huge enthusiasm from the visitors and exhibitors alike. Organized by the Union Ministry of Rural Development under the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission, the festival stands as a shining showcase of women's empowerment. We have more from a correspondent.
More than 500 dishes from 25 states are adding culinary richness to Saras Ajivika Food Festival 2025, giving visitors a vibrant, delicious tour of India's culture. Nearly 300 Lakpati Didis and women from self-help groups have travelled from every corner of the country to bring their best flavors to New Delhi's Sundar Nursery. Talking to Akashvani News, an exhibitor from Jharkhand, Rekha Devi hailed the ministry's initiative and said that she is getting benefited financially by setting up a food stall in this festival. Entry to Saras Food Festival is free and open to visitors from 11:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. till the 9th of this month. Amenities such as Saras Gallery and Mother Care Room are available at the festival. With Shivang Mishra, Drishti Punyani, Akashvani News, Delhi.
The Minister of Civil Aviation has directed IndiGo to clear all pending passenger refunds without delay. The ministry has mandated that the refund process for all cancelled or disrupted flights must be fully completed by 8 p.m. tomorrow. Airlines have also been instructed not to levy any rescheduling charges for passengers whose travel plans were affected by cancellations. The minister has clarified that any delay or non-compliance in refund processing will invite immediate regulatory action. The U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to hear a case challenging whether children born in the United States to parents in the country illegally have a constitutional right to citizenship. President Donald Trump signed an order on his first day in office to end birthright citizenship for such children, but lower courts blocked the move. No date has been set for Supreme Court's arguments, and a ruling could be months away. The case centers on the 14th Amendment, which guarantees citizenship to anyone born in the U.S., with exceptions for children of diplomats and foreign military personnel. The Supreme Court's decision could have far-reaching effects on immigration policy and the meaning of U.S. citizenship. In France, 10 people were killed and 19 injured when a vehicle drove into a gathering preparing for Christmas celebrations in Sainte Anne of Guadeloupe region. The tragedy occurred at Shroulshire Square, opposite the town hall and the church, where preparations were underway. Local media reported that 3 of the injured were in serious condition. The cause of the incident remains unclear, and authorities have launched an investigation. Further details are awaited. The Baluch National Movement has called for a re-evaluation of Islamabad's preferential trade status under the Generalized Scheme of Preferences Plus in light of the grave human rights abuses in Pakistan. Attending a conference at the European Parliament in Brussels, Chairman of the Baluch National Movement BNM, Naseem Baluch, has stated that in recent years, Pakistan's security establishment has intensified its campaign of repression of Balochistan. He said peaceful political leaders, students, human rights defenders and political activists have been targeted with a level of ferocity meant to silence an entire generation. India Meteorological Department IMD has forecast cold wave conditions in isolated pockets of Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Uttar Pradesh, East Rajasthan, Jharkhand and Odisha today. The IMD said that dense fog conditions are very likely to prevail during the early morning hours in the northeastern parts of the country as well as in Himachal Pradesh and Odisha till the 10th of this month. The weather department has also forecast thunderstorms accompanied by lightning and gusty winds at isolated places of Andaman and Nicobar Islands till tomorrow. In cricket, South Africa were 25 for 1 in 8 overs against India in the third and final ODI of the 3-match series in Visakhapatnam when reports last came in. Earlier, India won the toss and opted to bowl. With the series level at 1-1, the clash is a do-or-die decider for both sides. India made one change in the team. Tilak Verma came in place of Washington Sundar, while South Africa made 2 changes. In the FIH Hockey Men's Junior World Cup 2025, India stormed into the semi-finals after defeating Belgium in the quarter-final clash in Chennai last night. The Indian team won in the penalty shootout 4-3 after both teams were locked at 2-2 at full time. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India and Russia vow to scale up bilateral trade to $100 billion by 2030. Centre working on simplifying the tax system. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says income tax will no longer be seen as a tiresome exercise. Government directs IndiGo to clear all pending passenger refunds without delay. President, Vice President and Prime Minister lead the nation in paying homage to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on 70th Mahaparinirvan Diwas. And in men's cricket, third and final ODI between India and South Africa underway in Visakhapatnam. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the Midday News.